Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, Big Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. What I do for you. I'm still in my Thinking the Destiny book, doing the definitions. I got a few more lessons, but that's what we are. That's what we're doing. I put one out there. You seem to like it, so I'm coming back with some more. Just definitions of words and explanations. All right. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message is story for life. I give life lessons. You totally receive them. Got a good thing going. Let's rock. Let's learn some definitions. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life, and it is a way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, to get you to do just that. So I take all the means I have at my disposal to make that possible. That's why I do what I do for you. Let's go. I got a nice one for you today. Knowing thyself is the question, and all right thinkers should know the answer for themselves, because that's what knowing thyself is, knowing who you are. That's my mission, should be your goal. Let's go. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. You know the deal. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm the spiritual lockout, here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers. Know thyself. And to Maya, be true. We're back in the book definitions. I left off, I think, with hell. Okay, we went through the whole thing about hell. I wrapped it up with that one. Took a little long, but hoping the message is out. Now I got some quick ones, right quick, some easy ones. First of all, honesty. If you can't be honest with yourself, most liars start out lying to themselves. So that's just honest concept, this honest person right there to lie to themselves. So let's talk about honesty right quick. Honesty is the desire to think of and see things what as the consciousness, as the conscious light in thinking shows what these things as they really are, and then do what to deal with those things as the conscious light shows that they should be dealt with accordingly. Honestly, I have a philosophy. I'm not going to do to you what I don't want done to me. Now they say do unto others as you wish others do. Oh, I know. If I don't want it done to me, I'm not going to do it to you. So that's personal. I take pride in handling myself a certain way. Whatever y'all say about that, yeah, I got my own. That's the difference. And I follow my philosophical concepts and principles. Why? Things for me. That's why I use them. Honesty. If you're not honest with yourself, all bets is off. Because you won't be able to deal with anything in an honest manner. Dishonest people cheat. Simple as that. Mainly themselves. Okay. If you want to cheat others, you already cheated yourself. That's the concept again. Let's go. How about hope? I wasn't gonna do that. I didn't got it crossed off. Let me go right. I see it sitting right there in my face. I guess I'm defining hope. Hope is the potential light inherent in the doer, which is you, in all its wanderings through the wilderness of the world. In hope of what? Things getting better. In hope of a better situation. Okay, that's going through the world. All right, okay. Now, it leads our prompts in good or ill according to what? The disposition of you, the doer. When I use the word doer, that means you. Like aspirants, that's you. Right thinkers, that's you. It is always, watch this. Hope is always what? Uncertain concerning objects of the senses, which is the body, but is sure when reason rules. If you think and use logic, discernment, reason will help you out. Having hope with no logic and reason, not a good deal. Okay? Human beings. That's what would be good. Let's see what they say about us. Human being is a composition of unit of the four elements of nature, composed and arranged as cells and organs into four systems represented by the four senses of sight, hearing, tasting, and smell, and automatically coordinated and operated by the breath form, the general manager of who? The man body or woman body, and into which a portion of the door, you, enters and re-exists and makes the animal human. What the hell? Let me see if I can go back and figure that one out. Got me with that one. I know we're human. We operate out of the breath form, the general manager of the man body, and into which a portion of the doer enters and re-exists. You the doer, when you're born into the world, and if you don't get like you're supposed to be, you're gonna die, and the spirit will come back and makes the animals human. I don't get that part right there. They really threw me for a loop with that one. So maybe want to get back to that, check into that one. Now we got human beings, the four classes of human beings. Hope this get a little more clearer because I'm still a little vague on that one. Human beings, the four classes of, by thinking people divided themselves into four classes. Okay. The particular class in which each one is, he has put himself in by what? His way of thinking. Now, okay, I'm with you. So far, we good. Now, he will stay in it as long as he what thinks as he does. You are who you think you are. Okay. Now, he will take himself out of it and put himself into what? Another of the four classes when what? When he does the thinking. That will put him into the class in which he will belong. The less thinking you do, the lower class you're going to be, is what I'm getting. So let's keep going. The four classes are, oh, okay, now let's see what we're talking about. The laborers. Are you a laborer? The other class is the traders. Are you a trader? You got another class, the thinkers. Right thinkers? Present. Then you got the knowers. On point. The first two, labor and trade, when I was ignorant, yeah, that's the low class again. You're a laborer, that means you're working. That's why I said labor. Let's see where you going with this labor thing. So you got the labor and the trader. All right. I'm down with the thinking. In order to know, you have to think. So they go together. That's me. So let's break it down. Now he breaks down the four classes are. Here we go. The laborers. Who are the? Okay, the traders, we did that. Okay. Now the laborers, the traders, the thinkers, and the knowers. That's the four classes. Okay. Now you got the laborers. The laborers think to what? Satisfy their desires of their body. If you living below your waist, if all you want is sexual pleasure, you're a laborer. Okay, that's where Set dwells. Set is a definite labor because all he wanted to do is pleasures. Okay, so if you're a laborer, that's you. Next one. Now, a laborer thinks to satisfy the desires of his body and the appetites and the comforts of his body. Again, and the entertainment of what? Pleasures of the senses of the body. Again, below your waist. The trader, let's talk about him now. We didn't talk about the laborer. The trader, I think that was me in my day. Why? Because the trader thinks to satisfy his desire for what? For gain to what? Buy or sell or barter for profit. I was a hustler. I'm making deals. I'm a deal maker. So you got something, You got cash, I got drugs, we can make a deal. So yeah, I pick that mode. Watch this. Now you can barter for profit or to get what? Possessions, to have wealth. I was nigga rich. That safe full of money. Selling drugs. Wasn't clean, wasn't good money, but I had a bunch of it. So do what I want with it, how I want it. So I was good for a little while, and then it ran out. All right, moving on. But that's the trader. That's their mentality. Okay, been there, done that. How you go? The thinker. Right thinkers, pay attention. This is your cue. The right thinker thinks to what? Satisfy his desire to what? To idolize and to the discover in the what? Professions or arts or sciences, gaining knowledge, and to excel in what? Learning and in accomplishments. AKA knowing thyself. There's some things that you're gonna have to do for that to happen. And the thinker does just that. So hence we're right thinkers. Now, watch this. From right thinking, we become Gnostics, aka knowers. I did less about that too, and this fits right in. I didn't do none of this. This is all new, but this is the concept. I understand just what you talk about. Again, 30 years ago, couldn't understand the word, but now and all the stuff I got highlighted. So I've been here before. I've been to this book before. Didn't know what I was doing, but I tried. I gave my best shot and realized, my man, it's a little too heavy. Now I'm good to go. So I made some changes in my knowledge and understanding of what he's presenting. So let's go. Wrap it up. Here we go. Knower. The knower thinks to what? To satisfy the desire to what? Know the cause of things, to know who and what and where and when and how and why, and to import to others to know himself also. I'm teaching what I know. That's what he said. A thinker. That's what I know. Once you know something, you got to right to teach others. Bam. I like that one. So that's a human being. I'm a human being. Okay, we all are, but when you get definition, just makes you get clarity about certain things. You may thought you was human. No, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And because we live in the body with the five senses, we have to use this thing we call a brain to deal in this realm. But having, gaining knowledge to be a better you, that's the goal of all human beings. And it's the right for all of us, no matter what race, creed, or color. Moving on. Know why? We're part of what they call humanity. I'm just going down the list. Humanity is a common origin and relation of all the incorporeal and immortal doers in human bodies, and is the what? Sympathetic feeling in human beings of that relation. Humanity feels for one another. It should be. We all one big family, all God's children, spiritually, and really we are, because the spirit that's in us is God, so that connects us. That's the one thread that through all human beings connects us. So how could there be a difference? How could there be racism? How could there be hatred against anybody? Because we all the same. It's easy to say that, but the reality, they having wars, we doing a whole bunch of nonsense. So yeah, easier said than done. We know that. Now what we got here? We got H. Okay, we down to the eyes. Not these eyes. That eye, that one, the singular. I as the identity is false. I keep telling you that. The I without the am is the ego claiming its identity, which is true, which is right in that aspect, but you're not conscious of the real you. The I is who you identify with. I keep trying to get that point across to you. He's gonna make it clear. He says I as identity is the false, is the feeling what? Of the presence of the real identity of the I-ness of one's knower. I-ness is what? The self-conscious, self-same identity of the knower. Is changeless and without beginning or end. Why? Because it's eternal. That's who we are, the essence. But when we identify with it in the physical, it's I. Get it? is in all of us is the spirit. The spirit is in all of us, but the conscious that we relate to, the first thing we're going to say who identify with the spirit is I, hence am. So watch this. Thinking with the body, mind, and feeling the presence of what is real identity deludes the doer you into what? The belief, here we go, that it is one and the same with the body and the senses. We are one and the same with the body, with the spirit and the consciousness. Our consciousness is ours, the spirit comes from him. Put them together, you will know that. So with the I, you won't know that. I, which represents the ego, again, edges God out. Singular, only thing singular should be God, not the identity who we identify ourselves with as humans. I mean, you don't left God aside. You by yourself. I'm trying to make that point clear. So when you try to get that point, stop thinking of yourself as I. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. You need to consciously understand that, put it in perspective, and then you'll be fine. To believe a whole bunch of stuff that you don't know nothing about, that's the waste of your time and your life, because if you don't get it right, you'll be back. You won't, but the spirit will. Moving on. How about this one? Identities. One's is what? The feeling of identity in one's body. Me, I. Yeah, that's identity. That's to identify the body mind. That's the mind identifying in the body. That's cool. That's fine. One's own feeling, watch this, is being the same now as what one was in the past, and the same feeling is to be in the future. One's feeling of identity is necessary and certain in what? The doer, you the individual, through the body. Why? Because of its inseparability from what? The identity of the knower of the one true and self. When you know you are not just you, why? Because all the time, my man said, say something internally. If you're saying it, who's hearing it? Who you talking to? If you're hearing it, who's talking to you? So it's two people inside you. Understand that that's the concept. Oh, you told me I'm schizo? No, just tell you got to identify with different states of consciousness within yourself. That's what I'm saying. All right? But we're caught up. Ignorance is what? I-ness. Me. That's all we thought about. Selfish, I-ness, oneness. Okay? Serving ourselves. Okay? I-ness is the what? The incorporeal, underlying, and continuously unchanging identity of the what? True and self in the eternal. Not embodied, but whose presence enables feelings in the human body to what? Think and feel and speak of itself as what? I, me, and to be conscious of the unchanging identity throughout the constantly changing life as this corporal body. We're born in this body as babies. It changes. Your self-identity, who you are, don't change. It's going to be I always. Excuse me. Everything changes except you as an individual who you identify yourself with. You can change your name, you can change your religion, you can change a whole bunch of stuff, but your identity ain't gonna change. It's eternal. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You identify yourself with your essence of who you are consciously in the body of mind. When you become conscious, now you become one with your higher self, aka God, the true and self, okay, the real self. Let's talk about ignorance. A lot of that. What's the definition of ignorance? A lot of times when I use the word, some people is offended because they think it's saying they're dumb or they're stupid. So here we go. The definition of ignorance for all y'all who think it's other than what the definition is going to tell you. Ignorance is mental darkness. The state in which what? You, the doer in the body, is without what? Knowledge of self. It says itself, same thing. Without knowledge of self, you are ignorant. And watch this. And of its rightness and reason. Without self-knowledge, you are ignorant of those things that you have at your disposal. If you was to wake up and understand them, that's the whole purpose of right thinking philosophy, to get you to know those things about yourself. That's a mouthful. But watch this. Now, the emotions and passions of its feelings and desires have what? Have eclipsed its what? Thinker and knower. That means you going on all ignorance. You just wilding. You ain't got no rhyme or reason. We see a lot of that going on today. And some people think that's cool. That's mental illness. Watch this. You done eclipse your thinking aspect and your knower concept. Watch this. Without consciousness, without the conscious light, aka knowledge of self, from them, it is what? In darkness. Knowledge is light. Ignorance is dark. And watch this. Because it is in the darkness, it cannot distinguish what itself from what? The senses of the body, but that is in. If you think it's just this, you're ignorant of your higher self. That's my goal, to get you to know there's something else in yourself. And once you realize that, you'll be better for yourself. That's my goal, just that right there. Once you find out that you ain't just you become conscious of a higher you. Now you're good to go. Take your stroll through life. Why? With knowledge of self, you can live a good life. If you haphazardly ignorant about who you are, your life ain't gonna be good. You're going to suffer. You're going to have the roller coaster life, up, down. It's gonna be constant drama, constant chaos. You want Maya, which is order, reciprocity, justice, everything that's righteous and divine. You can make that for yourself. That's what we call making your own world, manifesting what you believe to be, and you'll be fine. You're doing it with lies. You're making miracles because that's the power of belief. You are what you believe you are. If your belief is a lie, you're going to make a lie reality. They call it miracles. Sorry about that. But being ignorant don't produce nothing. That's it. That's the ego. It's ignorant of its higher self. But it can do everything else. And if you let it run you, it's going to make you self-destruct. That's the problem. And when most people are ignorant, why they ignorant? Because they suffer from illusions. Mm-hmm. Illusions, delusions, don't make a difference. Illusions are illusions. Excuse me.